Y'all know what's going to be super, super crazy? Okay, say how they're holding the food stamp benefits for they're not going to give them for November. Well, that's stupid. Let me tell you why. And here's why people with food stamps are not going to have anything to worry about. Because everybody knows when you don't get your month's benefits, you're going to get double benefits. So say if you don't get November. So say if you get $500 a month for every month. If you get $500 for every month, the month they miss, they have to make up. So technically, come December, you're going to get $1,000. So the government has to pay that money out, whether they do it today or December. It's the dumbest thing. This is what people doesn't understand. When you're getting those benefits, the government has to make up for each month that you've allotted that money. So Donald Trump took that money. Okay. When you run a country, you can literally take the money, the benefits, and all those organizations and all that shit that comes together, and you can literally either put it in your pocket, or you can give it to the rich people, or you can give it to the poor people. That's why so many people get arrested for stealing the city's money or using city finances for their personal funds, right? And this is what Donald Trump has just did. Donald Trump and them Republicans and the rich people done put that money in their pocket. And to show for it, they said, okay, we're going to take food stamps, the money funded for food stamps by its own taxpayers, okay? This is why everybody can have food stamps. It's your tax-paying money. It's your money. So and then America is like a corporation. It's a business. So Donald Trump is running this business, and he said, okay, we're going to take this money that's allotted to help people eat, and we're going to put it in our pockets. That's basically what he did. The money went in his pocket. Then, not to mention, right before they ran out of money, they gave Argentina $40 million. Like, be for real. Be for real. And I think it was like 40 billion. No, it was like, it was something crazy. 40, hold on, let me see. Yeah, Argentina got $40 billion. Okay? Let me show you. So be for real. Argentina has recently been the subject of discussion regarding a potential total financial aid package of $40 billion from the United States and private sources in October 2025. This aid is a combination of direct U.S. government funds and sought after private investments, not a lump sum payment that has been fully received as a grant. Okay, now anytime you get a grant, you get the full payment right then and there. Okay? And sometimes they do, like, say if you go to school, like financial aid grant. When we get financial aid, you get the money allotted for that semester. Okay? And you can get it. Sometimes they'll give you $5,000 up front, which will really fuck you up because you won't be paying for school the second time around. So they keep your money for you on spring semester. So any grants you get, yes, the money is given immediately. Okay? So here's the stupid thing. The fact that Donald Trump literally gave money to Argentina, $40 billion to Argentina, instead of giving it to his citizens, is just diabolical, evil, nasty work. And the fact that American citizens of the rich class, and even of the poor class and the middle class, are like, ha ha, them people ain't getting their food stamp benefits. Well, number one, 16 million children who are under foster care are on food stamps. Okay? 41% of white people receive food stamps. 27% of black people receive food stamps. So it's really not hurting the black community. It's hurting the white community more so. Okay? Then not to mention, you got to think about all the parents who are foster parents. Yes, they get food stamps to help them feed the other mouths of other children's, right? So, and then the elderly, they get food stamps. And then homeless people, they get food stamps too. Okay? Then there are 40 million adults who have jobs that do receive food stamps. You know why they receive food stamps? Because the corporate America team who provides them their job refused to raise minimum wage higher than $7.25 an hour. So they said, yeah, you know what? That's why it's called the work for SNAP program or something like that. So basically what it is, what's the name of that program that the business get a big tax write-off if you receive food stamps? Okay? So if you receive food stamps, businesses will get a big tax write-off. That's why when they ask you when you go get a job, have you or a loved one received SNAP benefits in this year or the past 4 years? Yes, sweetheart, because your job, say you work at Dollar General, you work at Walmart, you work at Family Dollar, you work at a burger restaurant, you work at these places that pay low minimum wage. The big time corporations that run those companies said, okay, we don't pay you enough. So your $20,000 a year, which you got to give $13,000 off the back to the government to pay for taxes. Everybody pays $14,000 off the back for taxes. So if you're getting $20,000 a year, you got to come out $14,000 straight off the back for taxes. That means you get $6,000 in your pocket. So you're technically making $6,000 a year. Okay? And that's after taxes. That's after taxes. Before taxes would have been generous, like, okay, you're making a little up to $30,000 a year. No, bitch. No, I was being generous. So people are really bringing home like less than $6,000, $10,000, less than $20,000 a year home. Not to mind you got to pay the government $14,000 off the rip of your salary. Whatever you do, off the rip, it is statistically known that every taxpayer in America, whether you have a job or not, pays $14,000 off the back. Now, the $14,000 in taxes that you pay also goes to tariffs. You pay for tariffs. So that's why Donald Trump keep walking around threatening people. This is like literally, this is AP U.S. history in economy. Okay? This is social studies. This is American government. This is like literally all the classes that you've had all your entire life, and you guys are failing really fucking bad. So in order for them to barter and trade with tariffs, they have to have your tax money. Okay? And the thing is, when they raise taxes to raise the tariffs, so they can tax the tariffs, they can tax you more, it all comes down on you. It doesn't come out of the government pockets. We are the government. So that's crazy for a bunch of people who don't make $20,000 a year to get mad because they make over $60,000 a year and they can't afford it willfully, like with no problem, with ease. You're mad that the taxpayer who paid into the same system is using what taxes are is like insurance and grant money. If you pay so much into the premium, you get certain benefits back. Just like with rich people. If they go donate like $36 million to a goddamn school, that's a tax write-off. So no, they don't have to pay taxes. And no, rich people don't have to pay taxes because all they got to do is go make a donation somewhere big, really big, and that's a tax write-off. Okay? You guys are not financially mature or intelligent, and it shows. Okay? So, long story short, your money, taxpayers' money, pays for everything. You can be on welfare all you want to because that's your money. It's like a 401k. It's like a SSI. You have a trust fund with the government, and the government has already cut a deal to pay for free insurance, and you're paying for your separate insurance with your work company, that's fraud. That's fraud because we have trust. We have a trust fund. We have a trust insurance. And so this is how the government works. Okay. It comes all off the back of the people. And I find it really fucked up that grown ass adults are getting mad that we are feeding the people that are being taken advantage of by the system. Okay. Elderly people are being taken advantage of. Even the disabled people are being taken advantage of. SSI, they say you can't even retire until you're 65. And if you retire early, you lose half of your benefits. You lose half of the money you work for. That's impossible. That's impossible. And did you know that federal taxes was only invented in World War II to help pay for the war? Federal income tax only started in World War II. So that was 1942. So when it started in 1942, they paid for the World War with it. Okay. And after the war, they saw how much money they made. And they said, well, okay, well, let's keep income taxes going. So that's why you have a federal income tax. And that's why you have a state income tax. Okay. Taxes were only invented in 1942. And, they started taking out 100% of your check. You used to keep 100% of your check before 1909. Okay, so let's be real. Let's be fucking real. This tax shit just came because the government shook you down like the mafia they are. But I find it demonic to watch grown adults who can afford to eat and live complain about the other adults who can barely afford to eat and live, even though they have 2 and 3 jobs and are being robbed by the government and rich people. Okay? It makes me sick to my fucking stomach because that's the taxpayers' money. Anything government funded, that's taxpayers' money. So food stamps paid by the taxpayers, it's their money. If they are short on food, they can go use their own money like a bank, like a reserve, like SSI, to pull their fucking money out. They can do this. I don't understand why we have so many demons acting the way they're acting about people not being able to eat unless they don't have souls. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of these people who are happy about the people who can't eat don't have souls. But it don't matter if Donald Trump issues the benefits this month or next month, they still got to make up for the money that they did not give the people. So say if you had $500 each month in food stamps, when December comes, you're going to have $1,000 because the government has to pay those funds out. So it's not a loss. You're going to get your money. You're just going to get it late. You're going to get your benefits. You're just going to get them late. Okay? And I just find it weird. I find it so fucking weird that it's so much racism tied to food stamps when food stamps was literally created for white people. Food, you think the government would create a system to benefit black people? Absolutely not. HUD Home, Section 8, and fucking welfare and food stamps was created for white people, poor white America. Okay? That's why still to this day, 41% of EBT recipients are white Americans. And 27% of EBT recipients are black. How are we the lesser factor in this that y'all keep pulling us in? No, black women are not the face of food stamps. It's white women. White women are the face of food stamps at 41 fucking percent. And you bitches get so mad that it's not us. It's not us. But you're getting mad about benefits you're still going to receive in December. If you don't get it, you're going to get them. You're actually going to get double. So say if you got $1,000 each month for food stamps, well, if you don't get them in November, you'll get them with December's food stamps. So you'll have $2,000. All the government is doing is just stacking your fucking food stamp benefits for you. This is actually a good thing. And then half of y'all, here's the even crazier thing. Half of y'all sell your EBT to the rich people. You know that, right? So let me tell you what the poor people hustle is. The poor people sell their food stamps to the rich people, because y'all know y'all see people all the time on Facebook who got stamps. Who got stamps? If y'all are so against people with food stamps all the time, why are the rich people the ones always buying the food stamps? Riddle me this, Batman. Riddle me fucking this. If y'all are so mad at EBT recipients, why are y'all not mad at the rich people for buying the food stamps from the EBT recipients? It's not really poor people using the stamps. It's the rich people buying the food stamps from the poor people who are using the stamps. That's the crazy thing. The poor sell their food stamps to the rich. So the rich are out here crying, talking about, hi, you're not going to get your food stamps. Ah, stupid, you're the only one who buys them. The rich people are buying the food stamps from the people who they are picking on. Y'all are demonic. Y'all are really fucking demonic, and it peeves me. It really peeves the fuck out of me. I mean, it's just weird. It's just weird. Are you for the people or are you against the people? Because you can't be for the government and be for the people at the same time. You just cannot. You cannot. You shan't not. Okay? And I don't understand. Why are all the upper middle class and rich class and working class mad at poor people for receiving, say it's called income tax? Okay? All it is, anytime you get government benefits, it's like income tax. At the end of the year, you get all the money you overpaid back from the government. All the money you pay into the government, you get back. That's what income taxes are. It's just you overpaid at the end of the year. Now you're getting your money back. Okay? So it's just weird to me how the upper working middle class and rich class is mad that poor people are getting SNAP benefits, but they're not mad at the rich people giving $40 billion to to Argentina, giving $4 trillion to Israel. Donald Trump gave $4 trillion to his Jew daddy, Israel, and you motherfuckers are not mad? But you're mad at the tax-paying, overworked, underpaid, socialite tax worker? You're mad at them for wanting something back from their investment? I don't get it. And when I see people like this, I know for a fact they don't have a soul. I know for a fact that they are a demon. Because how are you mad that we are taking care of our American citizens? We're taking care of our people. Why are you mad that we are taking care of our people? We're supposed to have free health care. We're supposed to have free food. We're supposed to have free education. How are you mad when people don't want to pay back their student loans? No, you shouldn't pay back your student loans because your taxes already paid for free education. No, don't pay back a goddamn loan. No, that's crazy. Especially when they said, hey, if you come back to school, we will forgive your loans. That's why everybody went back to school in 2017, including my fucking self, because Biden promised all the healthcare workers, if we come back to school, then we would get loan forgiveness. We were promised loan forgiveness. Stop acting like everybody said, okay, I'm going back to school for fun. No, we came back to school because they said school was going to be free. And now Donald Trump is collecting on that. He talks about all the systems that Biden left in place, but Trump forgets he's been in office since 2019. It's his regime. It's his program. Biden just came in and laid in more stuff that they wanted to finish off. So I'm just a little bit perturbed at the fact that American citizens are mad at other American citizens for wanting a little mercy, wanting some funding, wanting a financial investment back into themselves, instead of them being mad at their rich friends who gave away trillions and billions of dollars that don't even correlate or helps American citizens? Why are we our own worst enemy? Why do we come against our own? Is it because that Israel owns all the nations and money is the root to all evil? So then therefore the people with the money are shaming the people with no money because they know that they're putting all of the hardworking taxpayers' money into the rich man's pocket? Could that be it? Could that be fucking it? Because I think that's what it is. I really do. I even sit on I sit on the internet and I watch people that I grew up with and considered to be friends laughing at other American citizens for being, they call them a bum or not working. Sweetheart, in order to get food stamps, you have to have a job. And I just told you, it's 40 million working citizens that are on food stamps. There are 40 million working people who are on food stamps. You know why? Because they're foster parents. They don't make enough. And they don't have enough for the family. Hold on one second. Yeah, it really bothers me that you motherfuckers are mad if Americans ask for help. I've never seen a state with the term united in front of it be so divided. If this is the United States of America, then why are half of the Americans going against the other half of the Americans? That's crazy. This is why we can't have things like governments, presidents, ICE, because in all right, no European can tell you, are you legal? The fact that a European is asking other people, are they legal? A European from Europa, from Nova Scotia, from Scandinavia, from Norway. It's crazy that Europeans with British heritage, with German heritage, Irish heritage, is asking people, are they legal? Then on top of that, the money that all the indigenous people, the majority, because the Europeans are the minority, the fact that you're laughing that you took their benefits that they've already paid into is even more insane. So we know the enemies in this fucking equation. The enemies in the fucking equations are the original illegals, and they're called Europeans. Okay? Some would even call them Spaniards. That's where you get colonization from. And the fact that America was colonized, like every other country on this planet, by Europeans, by Nordic aliens, it's just weird to me how everyone is playing along with this fucking game and charade. That's crazy. America shouldn't even have a white president because it's like being in Africa. It's like Africa having a white president. Can't happen. Can't happen. Stop letting these immigrants with the nationality of German, Irish, Polish, Swedish, stop letting these folks run a country that is owned by the children of the sun. The fact that white people, Europeans, get skin cancer, sun cancer. Can't go outside without burning like a vampire. This is where the vampire theory comes in at. You motherfuckers got to be vampire, because why are you pasty white and you cannot take the sun? But you're out here eating melanin. You're out here eating slaves. Y'all forgot, before food stamps and all that shit, white people, Europeans, were literally eating their slaves. Do you think they care about goddamn food stamps? This shit is crazy. Looking back at our history and the way that we are letting this country, this land, be ran is insane. And you can't tell me Jesus exists, because there's nowhere in the world that all the melanated people in the Americas is still allowing Europeans to run this country. It's just, it's. And then you got to think that's why they converted a lot of the melanated people to Christians. Because, baby, ain't no fool that I would never let my enemy move the fuck in my house. I would never let my enemy move the fuck in my land. I just can't see it being a good thing to do. So when Christianity tells you to let somebody slap you and you turn the other cheek, that's insanity. No, you got to stand up for yourself. You got to stand up to bullies. You have to. But I just find it really, really disgusting that it's mainly white people who love to see people suffer. What? And then they call themselves Christians. There's no way in the world that not one person in any GOP, any government branch said, yeah, you know what, let's not feed 16 million children that are on food stamps. Let's not feed all the elderly that are on food stamps. Let's not feed the homeless that are on food stamps. And then the 41 white%, which are your people. Why, white people, why are you abandoning your people? Your people at 41% needs food stamp assistance. And you're laughing in their face? Now I see why y'all keep killing each other for insurance money. You don't love each other. You don't matter to each other. That's crazy. That is insane. It's more white on white crime. That's white on white crime. White people denying the 41% of white EBT recipients food should be white on white crime. Should be investigated as a hate crime, because why do you hate your own people so? You're not affecting black people at black recipients of EBTs being 27%. The black folks gonna hustle either way. Matter of fact, you give a black person a food stamp card, not only are they gonna sell the food stamps on that stamp, on that card, but then go get the Thanksgiving money, with actual fucking money. That's how irrelevant food stamp cards are to the fucking black nation. Okay? They will take the food stamp card, sell it for money, then turn around and go get the same groceries with everything in their fucking chest. You talking about hard worker? Hard worker? Our people are very hard workers, because, baby, they'll sell your food stamps and then go get you food with cash. With cash. So there's no way in the world white people or black people are getting mad at EBT recipients when it's their money. It's their money. They paid in taxes already. So anytime they need that money or a census, they can reach back and say, hey, I paid so much in, now I can pull some out. Don't get me started on disability. Disability is literally, y'all are mad that people are disabled and finesse the system. Okay? I've seen so many comments where people are mad that people are getting disability. And it's like, I got the same disability. Well, here's the thing about disability. Even though you are really disabled, in order to get approved for disability at a very young age, you're going to have to overdo your already symptoms that you do have. I know it's sad, it's sick. This is the America that we live in. But in order to get your disabilities, you're going to have to overact the symptoms that you already have. You're going to have to put on a good fucking show. Okay? To show that you want your disability at a young age. If not, you're going to have to wait till you age out and really get too crippled to even use your cane. Okay, this is the sick world that we live in. So now people are mad that, say if you're like 38 years old and you're receiving disability. White folks is mad as that because they got to work till they're 65 and they're not a good actor or actress enough to put on a fucking show for the disabilities, for SSI, and they ain't going to do all that. They're just going to wait till they hip break out when they 70. You're mad because these people are smart enough to finesse the system. I could never, ever hate on another citizen. I will never get mad at the citizens that says, listen here, these feet ain't gonna make it to no 45. Hey, this back ain't gonna make it to no 50. I'm gonna go ahead and take my disability now. I'm not mad at that person because she's worked for it. Nobody should be a slave. Nobody should have to work. Nobody should have to work. And yes, everyone is technically disabled. And yes, everybody is on the spectrum. Everybody should be getting a disability check because the government keep putting you through social experiments and driving you crazy. Everyone has PTSD, which are one of the requirements to get your disability. Yes, everyone has ADHD, which is another requirement. Bipolar disorder. Yes, that's another requirement. You can literally go ahead and get your disability check, but if you don't play that shit the fuck up, you're not going to get it at an early age. So no, I'm not being pissed off at somebody who Meryl Streep the goddamn system. You should have been a better actor. Now you don't have to wait. Now you got to wait till you're 70. That's not them folks' fault. They were smarter than you. They outsmarted the system. I am pro any citizen that outsmarts the government. And you're mad because they finessed the system? Hey, kudos to you. You're the GOAT. I think people like that are the GOAT. I will forever root for the underdog. What the fuck is wrong? Y'all are so haters. Y'all are haters by birth. Y'all are haters by blood. And now I was watching a bunch of my friends I grew up with. I've always known they've been haters. I've always known it. There's no way in the world that you hate the human race as bad as you do. Now I'm noticing a lot of people, like every time Donald Trump does something bad, that all his Trump supporters, they go, I voted for him. Like it's a flex. Like what? This nigga's over here robbing America to pay Israel. And you're like, I voted for him? Like it's a proud parent moment. Bitch, you disgust me. Get the fuck on. I have so many people like, I voted for him. You voted for the destruction of humanity? Off with your fucking head right now. That's crazy. That's insanity. That's insane. I just don't understand. Why do y'all hate humans so bad? Why do y'all hate humans so bad? Why do y'all like to see humans suffering so bad? So bad. And the fact that Donald Trump's like, no, don't nobody help nobody eat. The fact that Donald Trump said to all retail grocery stores, do not put out coupons, don't help nobody eat. That's even crazier. He deserves to be impeached off that alone. Off that alone. If gangs, and this is how you know the gangs are controlled by the CIA. Okay? If your man is in a gang, he's a government agent. Whether he's Blood, Crip, the gold ones, whether Pyru, no matter what gang they're from, they're still CIA agents. You know that, right? You know that, right? So that's why gangs are not real. The fact that nobody is taking out Trump is crazy to me. He's literally saying, I'm going to make you starve whether you want to or not. So if gangs and hood life, ghetto life, retired veterans, mercenaries, I'm a Marine, all that shit, if all that shit was true, Donald Trump wouldn't be here. Shit, the government wouldn't be here. If our man was really, really tough and badass, all the real men in the world would have got together and went from country to country and took out every man who was crumbling our system. You know it's real. You know I'm telling the truth. You know I'm telling the truth. That's crazy. So I just look at how humanity is so doomed. And God won't help. Jesus won't help. Buddha won't help. Allah won't help. Oshun won't help. Krishna won't help. None of your deities are helping you. How many libations do you set out for the altar? Everybody who has a deity, everybody who has a religion, everybody who has a God should be the richest person on earth right now. If not, your magic, your spirituality, your faith, your God, your deity, your religion is failing you and is a figment of your imagination. Why are you working? Why do you have to beg for money or food? Your deity, your ancestors, your God, your religion should provide. Has that not dawned on anyone? With all this religion that we have, and with all the deities that y'all worship, why is everybody still broke, poor, sick, and diseased? Tormented and murdered, raped, forgotten about, molested. Why? How? I would be embarrassed to say that I prayed to this God for protection, da-da-da-da-da-da, and I was baptized, da-da-da-da-da, and I'm covered under the blood of God, of Jesus, only to go out, get sexually raped, assaulted, and murdered. Where was the protection of the blood? Where was the protection of the baptism? Where was the protection of your God? Are you embarrassed or what? There's no way in the world you could be praying to a higher power only to be succumbed by a lower power. You understand what I'm saying to you? Let me repeat that to you one more time. There's no way in the world that you are praying, giving tithing, giving libations to a higher power only to be taken out by a lower power. The same demons that you are praying for protection for still came and took you out. So what's the point in having those things if you're going to still end up as if you were an atheist? Life is crazy. Y'all are crazy, and this is hell. You cannot convince me that this is not hell. This is why you don't have a God, a deity, anything benevolent, because we're in hell. And the fact that Donald Trump said, yes, let them starve. It's like Marie Antoinette when she said, let them eat cake. You see, back then when presidents and kings and queens said shit like that, it was off with their head. And today we have a bunch of emasculated men watching another man let millions of women, children, and elderly people starve. If I was the commander-in-chief, no, if I was the commander-general in the fucking Defense Department, he would be the one to be warranted to go ahead and say, okay, you got to come to Gitmo Bay. We got to go ahead and execute you. I would do a citizen's arrest on the president right now if I was a general of the army or the general of the Marines or the general of any military formation. I'd be like, hey, buddy, come on. Citizen's arrest on site. And as bad as I hate to say it, we need to go back to fixing crime with public lynching. When you steal from people, you need to be hanged. When you rape children, you need to be hanged. We need to go back to street justice. Absolutely. Stop giving time out. Stop giving people time to think up new scams and new schemes and new ways to get around stuff. No, your bloodline is corrupted. And your bloodline needs to be eliminated. Do you understand that? Is that easy? Is that easy? But anyway, I just thought I would say and share these facts with you guys. The fact that white on white crime is happening right now. White people are rooting for 41% of their white Americans not to eat. Mind you, they got a job. Mind you, Trump gave Argentina $40 billion the day before the government shut down. So he took care of foreigners instead of his own people. But his own people are mad at his own people for wanting to be taken care of by their president, but not mad at the foreigners who received the 40 billion from their president. This is treason. That's treason. That's just treason of the highest order. There's no way in the world that our government can fund everyone else but not take care of us. And it's crazy that when they do try to take care of us stand in our way and say, no, we're not feeding y'all. Crazy shit. Just crazy shit. And it goes to show that we're in hell. And you motherfuckers have no soul. I literally see our fellow Americans, our fellow citizens, our neighbors, our brothers and sisters are happy that 16 million children will not be able to eat. We're in hell. Welcome to hell. All right, get on out of here. I just thought I'd share that with you guys. I hope all is well, but don't worry about these benefits. You'll get them. It's just not today. You'll get them within December because the government will be back by December. And here's another thing. If y'all really hate your government so much and you really want to protest, stop using your money. Stop going to work. You want to protest? Let me tell you how to protest. Stop taking your ass up there to that plantation called a job. Cancel all holidays. You want to protest? Cancel all holidays. Okay, so you want to hold the food stamp benefits? Well, with the food stamps, with Thanksgiving and with Christmas, what comes? Presents, holiday shopping, Black Friday. All right, guess what? Cancel the holidays. Y'all want to protest and vote so bad? Let me see y'all protest and cancel the holidays. You don't need that junk. You have a TV already. Before you go buy another TV with your Christmas money and tax money, okay? Don't do holidays. Don't do Christmas. Your kids have enough toys. You just bought them clothes at the beginning of the school year. You just bought them clothes. They get clothes all the fucking time. All the time. Why do you feel like you have to participate in a pagan Christmas holiday every year and go broke every year just to keep up with the Joneses? Why do you feel like you have to participate in Christmas? It's paganism. It gives no honor to Jesus Christ. You lie and say Jesus was born in December. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. And that's not even the correct Jesus you have. It's Messiah. It was a black man who gave valid information that says God is within you. Y'all keep thinking Jesus is some great God. No, he just said, hey, God is within you. Be good to each other. Don't steal, don't kill. That's it. That's it. When's the last time? And be honest. Who in the fuck can feed 5,000 people with 5 fishes and a loaves of bread? You're not going to fucking lie to me. You're not going to lie to me. With a fish, you can feed 2 people. With a fish, you can feed 2 people. You cannot feed no 5,000 people with a fish. 5 loaves of bread. 5 loaves of bread. Let's break it up into bread slices. How many slices come in a loaf of bread? You're not even going to feed 30 people with that bullshit. Okay? God forbid if they want a sandwich. Now, you can feed them with a folded over sandwich that'll take us through. But if they want a real sandwich with 2 pieces of bread, be for fucking real. Be for real. Be for real. Turning water into wine, we all do it. What do we do every time we want to make wine? We crush grapes. What do we do every time we want to make hooch? We take the water, ferment it, put the yeast in it, and then what? Add the ethanol. We all can make wine. We all can make wine. The same shit Jesus did, we are doing now today. Okay? Okay? Removing lepers from the body. You know how many doctors and holistic healers that we can have that can remove diseases from your body? Everybody is a Christ conscious. Everybody has Christ consciousness within them. The Bible is an allegory of, hey, you guys, you might want to be good. You might want to, the naughty and nice list that Santa has that are stories passed down saying, hey, he sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. The same way y'all believe in Santa is the same way y'all need to believe in Jesus Christ, because none of the two never happened. They're telling you a white man slides down a chimney. This is how far the religion bullshit goes, and how far fables goes, and how far the lies can go. Now, your parents done fed you for years and years that a white fat man is going to come down a chimney, especially in a black neighborhood, when everything is systemically racist. Okay? He's going to come down and give you all the presents that they have bought and paid for. The fact that grown-ups are feeding us the same lie about Santa should be the same fact that grown-ups are feeding us the same lie about Jesus and his fucking miracles. A bunch of the things that never happened for 2000, Alex. Okay? Y'all are still to this day telling kids Santa's gonna come and see if you're naughty or nice. Same way as like saying Jesus is gonna see if you're a good Christian or a bad Christian. Are you a saint or you're a sinner? Did you repent? Y'all are doing the same shit, and it shows. It's fables. Children's tales, a bunch of lies. All right? So I'm just saying, and then the fact that adults are still going to say Santa Claus is coming in December should be the craziest shit you've ever seen. So now we're watching other adults gaslight these children and saying, hey, a white man is coming to bring you some gifts, but only if you're nice. I've never seen a parent not give their kids their gifts, even if they were bad. Even if they were bad, they still got gifts. So I can't go along with a bunch of adults still gaslighting children in 2025 just like I can't go along with a bunch of adults gaslighting that Jesus will return. Y'all thought he was going to return a few weeks ago, and he did not. The same way he did not return is the same way he did not resurrect. Okay? I don't believe anything you adults, you group of adults, millennials, Gen X, Y2Ks, or boomers. I don't believe not a goddamn word none of you say. I've experienced life for myself, and I find it to be a lie. A bold-faced lie built on fables and tales by a bunch of adults who couldn't cope with reality. It's been another edition of What You Meme News. I'm your amazing host, here in Crystal Clear, and I just thought I would get that off. You stupid adults who literally believe that the rapture is still going to be at hand are the same adults that believe that good is going to come to this earth when we're in hell. Good cannot be available in hell. I don't see how. If good was available in hell, Donald Trump would be a good person. If good was available in hell, we wouldn't have American citizens, the rich American citizens, voting out to kill off the poor citizens. And that's what it really is. It's the rich saying, okay, if they don't get up and work and contribute to this society, which they are, the only people that are not contributing to society are the disabled people or the mentally challenged people who cannot. Now, grant you, we have a 1% of low-life people who don't work, refuse to work, and will not work. But that's a very low percentage. Very low percentage, especially if our economy is bringing in $5.4 trillion every year. Okay? The people who don't work don't even affect us. They don't affect us. The fact that we really do have disabled people who actually have jobs and actually contribute to this world, but the rich people are saying it's not enough and they want to off you by cutting off your food and creating the first Hunger Games. It's insanity to me. And that lets you know we are in hell and that those vessels don't have a soul. I want to literally point out everyone who is pro-human suffering. And then when you show your face, we're going to plaster you up here and say, this person is not for humans, okay? But they are for human suffering, okay? So if you see other humans out here with a meat suit on, those are demons without a soul, okay? And they need to obtain another vessel, so they need to get you up out of here. So yeah, a Hunger Games would be fitting for hell. There's so many trapped souls out here that need a meat vessel that they want to kill you off. They want to starve you off. They want to take you out. So it's not even shocking to me that we have humans in meat suits that are really demons calling for the end of humankind. Calling for humankind. It's the narcissistic, demonic entity who was a former human but now is a shell, saying that people who don't contribute to our economy should starve. Y'all are wild. Y'all are crazy. And I just love it. Everybody with no soul is telling on themselves. Have you noticed? Everybody who doesn't have a soul and opposes anything for humanity, they're telling on themselves. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Oh, and then for the people who's talking about, go get a job. You don't have that option anymore. If you wasn't working for the government, now you can see that even the government has laid off their flunkies. The fact that the government laid off their own minions, laid off their own flunkies, is insane to me. What do you mean the government is shutting down? What do you mean federal workers don't have a job? You mean the company snitch? The company snitch doesn't have a job anymore? The company snitch wasn't mad when millions and millions of adults lost their jobs when COVID hit. Y'all remember when all the politicians racked up on COVID grants, benefits? Y'all remember the PPP loans that got handed out to all the politicians? But they didn't go to jail. But a few of the regular people who did. Child, please. No. Why aren't y'all mad at all the government officials and politicians who got PPP loans? They didn't even have a business. Y'all are mad at the wrong people, and it shows. It shows. I'm just disgusted with the demons who calls themselves being for humanity. I'm just really disgusted because now we see who don't have a soul. And it's perfect. It's pretty to me. And I'm going to start calling you bitches out daily. I'm going to start making you famous. I'm going to make you demons so famous that you're going to get sick of me and you're going to go hide back to your fucking pit from hell that you came. That's crazy. Anyway, this is going to do it for me. I just thought it was funny that you know, these humans with no souls are showing their face. And they're doing it in everybody's face. I just thought I'd bring that light to you. Anyway, don't worry about your benefits because your benefits are going to double. Donald Trump, whether you got that money now or you got to wait for the deposit to go through in December, you're going to have to pay double benefits. So you'll get your benefits. They'll just be doubled. But the shutdown is not going to last through December and through January. I promise you that. Because you know why? When January tax time come, they got to be there to rake in that money. They got to be there to rake in that money. Y'all don't understand. Every time we give the money to the government, it goes to one big bank. It doesn't say, oh, this goes for this money is for the people, or this money is for the da-da-da-da-da. No, that's why America is a corporation. The corporation can run the money how they want to, but they're not free from the consequences of how they handle that money. That's why it's so much mismanagement of funds, misappropriation of funds. That's why all these mayors, all these governors are getting arrested for what? Using city funds, government funds, for the lavish vacations, for the lavish $1 million homes, for the y'all don't understand. What Donald Trump is doing is the same thing that all these governors, commissioners, and mayors are getting in trouble for. And that is using the state funds, city funds, government funds for their own personal use. Donald Trump just did that. Donald Trump just gave himself a $1.7 billion. 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 $1.7 hand in the cookie jar and put in his pockets. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. 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 He's fucking with the church's money. Why are y'all not mad that your president is misappropriating funds? That's misappropriation of funds. I can't believe. Anyway, yeah. I already know y'all are evil. You're not stupid. You're just evil. And you already signed your soul away. So you have to side with Trump. You have to be how you are. You have to be how you are because you don't have a soul. And I get that. But just stop pretending to be human. Just go ahead and be a demon all the fucking way and get the fuck out of her face. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. All right, get on out of here. I got some good news coming up for us this week. As soon as I get it together and finish getting my news stories together, What You Meme News is coming back. And we will be reporting live on all of this stuff. I will be teaching you guys AP US history. I will be teaching you AP economics. I will be teaching you social studies and American government. This is why you need a nerd best friend, because you're failing, friend. You're failing in life. If you'd have paid attention in 8th grade social studies, if you'd have paid attention in 10th grade, 9th grade American government, if you'd have paid attention in 11th grade AP US history, you would have overthrown your government by now. But you didn't. So now you got a nerd for a friend, and we're going to get you through it. Because, baby, as soon as your government starts going the way that they're going, that's where you come in, the constitutional right to impeach said person. I hate some of y'all parents for not teaching y'all how to be smart. It pisses me off, but that's okay. I'm going to get you there. All right, this has been another edition of What You Meme News. I'm here in Crystal Clear, and I'm out.